Reduced to a minority, rebuked in the West, Justin Trudeau says he got the message.
Canadians gave me a lot to think about on Monday night.
At the top of that list, how to connect with Saskatchewan and Alberta, where voters rejected every Liberal on the ballot.
Why did this happen is not the central issue we have. The central issue for me is how do we move forward in a way that responds to the concerns that Albertans and Saskatchewanians have clearly expressed.
Trudeau has already spoken to Jason Kenney and Scott Moe, but he's reaching past the premiers to also speak to the mayors of Calgary, Edmonton, Saskatoon, and Regina. Trudeau has yet to speak with the other party leaders as to how this minority parliament will work, but he's already made a big decision.
There will be various and varied conversations, but I can tell you it is not in our plans at all to form any sort of formal coalition, formal or informal coalition.
So he will count on goodwill or at least good faith after a campaign that saw little of either.
I think many of us regret the tone and the divisiveness and the disinformation.
After weeks of accusations and smears, including from Trudeau himself, the Prime Minister expressed unease over the attacks he used to win.
I think there were big, substantive ideas that weren't fully debated in this election campaign, and I regret that, and I recognize that much of this campaign tended to be around me, and I do hold a bit of responsibility for that.
To improve things, Trudeau says his agenda will focus on affordability and climate change, areas where there is majority consensus in a minority parliament. But on one divisive issue, Trudeau won't budge.
We will be continuing with the Trans Mountain Pipeline expansion.
The next big step for Trudeau is to appoint his cabinet, and that will happen on November 20th. The Prime Minister says he plans to stick with a gender-balanced cabinet, though he will have to find a creative solution to find new ministers from Alberta and Saskatchewan. David Cochran, CBC News, Ottawa.